Having an appropriate diet for your chickens is essential for healthy feathers and eggs. In this video, I will talk about what we feed our chickens and how we save money doing it. Chickens need proteins and vitamins to help produce healthy eggs and to stay healthy themselves. One way to easily achieve this is to ferment their feed. You can feed fermented feed to chickens as young as 1 week old. Fermented feed is like probiotics for your chickens, and it's easier to digest than dry feed. Once you start feeding your chickens fermented feed, you will see less poops, healthier eggs, and a fuller wallet. Fermenting chicken feed is simple. There are a bunch of recipes on the internet for the ultimate fermented feed for your chickens, if you want to go that far with it. But here at ABI, we use chicken crumble from the feed store mixed with water. To start out, you want to get a 5-gallon food-grade bucket. We got ours at our local sandwich shop for $2 a bucket. If you have a large flock, we suggest getting multiple buckets to always have a batch ready for when you use up the first batch. When mixing your feed, start with equal parts water to feed. With our flock of 10 chickens, we fill our bucket up about 1/3 of the way and then add in about 6 scoops of chicken feed. Mix the contents of the bucket. Then you can lightly rest the lid of the bucket on top. Put the lid on tight or else the gases will expand while it's fermenting and your bucket will explode. Keep the bucket out of direct sunlight, and you will want to check on the feed a couple of times throughout the day to stir it and to check if it's at the right consistency. If the mixture is too wet, the feed will be watered down and you will have to use more feed for your chickens. If it's too dry, mold will start to grow and you will have to dump the batch. Never feed moldy chicken feed. This can kill your flock. If your feed has a sour smell to it, start over. This is also unhealthy for your chickens. This amount of feed will last our flock of 10 chickens about 3 to 4 days before we will need to make more. We will also add in leftover veggies from our parrots for added nutrients. We make sure to finely chop these vegetables so it's easier for them to eat. Total fermentation takes about 3 days depending on the temperature and the amount of feed made. You can still feed the soaking feed to your chickens during this time, but the full nutrients of the fermented feed won't be activated until it's fully fermented. The feed will smell yeasty once it is fully fermented. As you use the fermented feed, you can either add more dry feed back into the same bucket to continue the batch, or if you have a second batch of fermenting feed, you can just feed out like normal. Using the same buckets for the fermented feed will also help with natural, healthy bacteria growth. Fermenting chicken feed will help you save money because you are using a lot less to feed them. Before we started fermenting our chicken feed, we had to buy chicken crumble every other week to feed our flock of chickens. Now we can go a month without needing to buy more crumble. Fermenting is simple, and there is room for you to get creative with recipes to add extra nutrients for your flock. A few things to remember when feeding out fermented feed and making it. You can add other veggies and grains to make it more nutritious, but crumble from the feed store works the same. Chicken scratch is different and should not be used for fermenting. We use scratch as a treat with our chickens. Stir often and add more water or more feed if the mixture isn't at the right consistency. We recommend a moist oatmeal texture. Do not feed fermented feed that has any mold on it or in it. And do not close the lid tight on your fermenting feed. We hope that this video has helped with saving money and providing healthier food for your chickens. Thanks for watching.